Hello, my friend. Paul here from primedisclosure.com. It is May 17th, 2018. A lot of intense energies are manifesting into this realm. So a lot of weird things happening with the sun, with the solar system, with the skies, with the weather, with the clouds. We're living in some interesting times, my friend. So this is from my website, Prime Disclosure, where the truth shall set you free. Now, this article was originally posted on watchers.news about these weird activities with the sun lately. It's posted a couple days ago, or several days ago. Solar modulation of galactic cosmic ray flux on the wane. Something extraordinary is happening from Luther de Haven. Coronal holes rarely made the news during the solar cycle 23. Solar cycle 24, however, is a different story. As early as August 2013, in the middle of the solar cycle's double hump maximum, a Fox News correspondent asked Corey Powell of the Discover magazine about the following coronal hole. This hole in the sun, and a few other sporadic. So that's a few other sporadic articles appeared on the internet over the next couple of years with the headlines that included giant hole and massive hole to describe coronal holes that were indeed much larger than anything seen during the previous solar minimum. Something else was different about them. The handful of large coronal holes in the previous solar cycle appeared in the polar regions of the sun. Coronal holes in the polar regions are not unusual, but these holes were appearing in the middle of the sun. Towards the end of May 2016, the reports about spectacular coronal holes started to appear with regularity. Now they were called huge, vast, giant, and even monstrous coronal holes. One UK reporter began the title of his article with, "The sun is ripping apart." Not to be outdone, someone else reported on a Death Star-like coronal hole. These may not be exaggerations. I have often thought that the coronal holes we are seeing the solar cycle are being underreported. One of my favorites is from October 25th, 2016. Look at this massive hole in the sun. I searched spaceweathers.com's time machine for all of 2007, 8, and 9, all during the extended solar minimum last solar cycle, and nothing in solar cycle 23 comes close to these monstrous coronal holes. It's 11:11 here, my friends. Synchronicities are everywhere. I cannot look at a picture like this without being reminded of an email from an acquaintance who quoted a NASA scientist in reference to the frequent filament eruptions happening this past solar maximum as saying something to the effect that the corona was being ripped off the sun. Perhaps we have not observed the sun long enough to know how unusual these large corona holes are. Maybe they are extraordinary, maybe not. But the subject of this article is something else. Corona holes are the source of high-speed solar winds. It is widely known that there is an inverse relationship between the solar wind and the galactic cosmic rays, GCRs. A strong solar wind normally results in a drop in the GCR flux. The something extraordinary referred to in the title of this article is that for the last several days this inverse relationship has gone missing. Here is the current coronal hole. It looks like it's in the south and the north poles, and then ripping across the whole sun here. And that was May 7th, 2018, and many people were reporting having ascension signs or symptoms, people call it. Since last Saturday, May 5th, 2018, it has been generating a solar wind well in excess of 600 kilometers a second and as high as 700 kilometers per second. Normally, in the face of such a strong solar wind, GCRs would show a significant drop of around 2%. It has not happened. In fact, GCRs are actually climbing. I am not a scientist, I am a semi-retired computer programmer, but I am not a casual observer either. For the past 5 years, I have checked spaceweather.com and Oulu Cosmic Ray Station in Finland obsessively, as many as 5 times a day, studying the relationship between solar activity and GCRs. One thing I have noticed, along with others, is that after a long lull in solar activity, a proton event, which is a high solar wind with an elevated proton density, triggers large earthquakes. I actually predicted a 7.0 or higher earthquake in an email to a dear friend days before the 7.5 earthquake in Mexico on February 16, 2018. I am not bragging, well, maybe a little. The point is that there is a large number of casual observers on the internet whose observations, though outside mainstream science, are not without merit, and for at least the past 5 years I doubt very many mainstream scientists have even observed the relationship between the solar wind and GCRs as closely as I have. Here's the GCR chart from the Oulu Cosmic Ray Station for the past 30 days. The 0.5% line represents a GCR count of 6,472. The plus 10% line is 6,780. All during these past several days, GCRs have remained at or near their peak for the solar minimum, which is around 6,700. Normally, when a solar wind like this one hits Earth, there is an immediate drop in the range of 2% or down to around 6,500. And a recovery time measured in days. It just didn't happen this time, and I have never seen anything like this. Were this to continue, things could get interesting. GCRs are clearly related to the extreme rain happening all over the world, and many of us casual observers, as well as a number of mainstream scientists, think they are also closely related to an increase in lightning, seismic and volcanic activity, and even tornadoes. Something extraordinary may indeed be happening. So check out the link in the description below. So yeah, this is May 17th, so this was a couple weeks ago, but in the last 2 weeks, I mean, look at that. Earthquakes and the volcanic activities in Hawaii and around the world. Lot of things manifesting. Now, who knows what this means, but it's definitely another sign that we are in the shift. Keep your eyes to the skies, and the next couple weeks there are going to be some intense waves. May 22nd is being called the Silver Portal. So May 22nd to the 25th are some major waves of energy will be shifting. These cosmic rays are penetrating, and they can change DNA. It is known scientifically that the radiation from the sun and cosmic rays, cosmic radiation, can affect DNA and mutate the DNA strands. This is a known fact amongst the scientific community. And Neo Glimmers, I'm going to do a video about the new codes for the 144th day with the twin flames and the 1111 code, which the 144th day, which is very symbolic in many traditions, will be May 24th. So May 24th, 2018. Be aware what's going on within your mind, within your body, and within your spirit. So have a beautiful and blessed day. Thank you for all the support on this channel. Please give me a thumbs up on these videos, and please share and comment below. These will help get my message out to the world, and I'm also in the process of generating funds to build a healing retreat center and sustainable community in Ecuador, hopefully Vilcabamba. So the monetization of this channel, I haven't been approved yet, but I've reached their quota. All the proceeds from the monetization of this channel will go towards building that healing community and sustainable community. So thank you everyone for your support. Check out the links in the description below this video, and have a beautiful and blessed day, my friend. Namaste.